A good example is a long-standing client who used to use us just for execution. So she used to buy direct dealing stock through us. So a couple of years ago, she sold her business, which realized a large amount of capital. Clearly at that point, she stopped working for the business. So she had a very significant change in life, and she needed a very different set of skills from us. From my perspective as an investment manager, it was about moving from providing a sort of transactional-based service to building a long-standing portfolio that was going to deliver over the medium term. And that portfolio needs to sit in the correct structure to optimize the net returns to the clients. And that's where Arica came in.
Yeah, so my role as a planner is to work alongside Michael. So for this particular client, my first meeting would be just getting to know them, understanding their circumstances, what they're looking to achieve. Step 2 would be to put together a cash flow model. So we're forward predicting their asset picture over time. We're factoring in things like long-term care, how much income they need, and it's quite interactive as well. So we can build the different scenarios. You know, if we generate this much income, what does this look like? If we generate this much, how does that look for your long-term circumstances? From there, I put together quite a comprehensive document with the longer-term plan. We're looking at various wrappers such as ISAs, pensions, or potentially an offshore bond. This client was also looking to set up a structure for their children, so we explored a trust, and then this is where Michael stepped in.
It's about saying, okay, you know, there are these different asset classes that we will put together for you to deliver a target return, or certainly set out to deliver a target return. And that will be within your volatility budget, so to speak, so that she has a very clear idea of you know, how things are going to evolve. Once we've done that and she understands the investment machine, then we will get into some of the more specific requirements and goals that she might have. In this particular circumstance, because she sold the business, she had a big tax bill that she needed to fund in 12 months' time. We would have a different investment strategy for that. She equally, just because she'd moved from a period of her life where she was working extremely hard, she wanted to enjoy herself a little bit more. She wanted to invest in some properties. Those were foreseeable calls on capital that were coming down the tracks. Again, we needed to put an investment strategy in to cover those. The other piece that the client was very keen to do was to start to reduce the level of complexity in her life. And the level of administration that she had. She was keen to consolidate different pots that she'd accumulated over her career, and that's something that from the planning side we can advise on.
The outcome for this client is, first of all, they had peace of mind in terms of sustainable spending levels. They actually had a long-term financial plan put together, so they knew exactly how they were going to receive the income, where we were going to generate that from, again, tying in with their goals and objectives. One reason why I would recommend working with an advisor team, we have 2 different specialisms. My expertise is the planning, taking a holistic approach, looking at the longer term view and putting together a financial plan. And Michael's is the investment side.
Yeah, I don't think you can underestimate the benefit of having visibility over the future and how things in theory will pan out, but also from having all of those services sitting in one place. So you know that your tax is done, you know your wills and your power of attorneys are in place, you know that there's a really reliable, logical investment machine producing the returns that you're going to need to fund your lifestyle. The way that we interact on an ongoing basis is, we're there whenever they need. There's 2 phone numbers, we've got a 24/7 portal, and we're putting in regular meetings so that we can make sure that they're really comfortable that they're on track. That is incredibly valuable for the client in terms of peace of mind. It just allows them, frees them up to go and live the life that they've sort of worked so hard over these years to try and deliver. So we've just taken it off their plate.